We are seeing that the Newport News Police Chief Steve Drew and Newport News Mayor Philip Jones have now seated, and we are expected to hear them give an update into that missing 16-year-old girl out of Newport News. We told you this is her at the moment, 16-year-old Marwa Barakzai, last seen on March 19th getting off of a school bus on Fontaine Road. So let's give it to both the mayor and the police chief for this latest development.
Chief, for your leadership, as well as the women and the men of the police department who have been working around the clock in order to find Miss Marwa. I know there's been a lot of conjecture, not only on social media, but also in the community, and so we're doing this together in order to answer some of our questions. From the very beginning, Chief has updated me regularly, I would say probably every couple of hours, about not only the status of the case, but also the response from our community as well as our officers. When I talk to the people of Newport News, I want everyone to understand this clearly. Every single citizen is important to us. It does not matter your race, your color, your gender, your socioeconomic background. Every single resident is important to us, and we have invested a lot of time into this search, and we'll continue to do so. And what I would say is, if you know something, say something. Please reach out. We cannot do this alone. This is a whole community coming together, really trying to practice that golden rule and to be a good neighbor. And so with that, I will turn it over to Chief to do the bulk of this, and we'll take questions together at the end. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So I just want to share a little bit about, I really appreciate, Mayor, I know you're busy in the time here. We have talked a lot about this situation we have. And what we're going to do today, or my intent, is to lay out to the community what we have done so far, sort of what happened. We're not going to get in the weeds of the evidence that we've recovered, but what we have done, what areas we have been in, and what we will continue to do. The most important thing to me is the family, right? Marwa, I think I'm going to pronounce the name correct. I was getting some schooling yesterday. Barakzai, her family is tremendous. We have met with them and talked with them daily. I usually have conversations with them late in the evening. They were in this room yesterday for about an hour and a half. The detectives laid out, we had conversations, and I'll share with you some of the officers that were here, laid out exactly what we have known and what we have uncovered over the last 4 or 5 days. And then we also shared some very important information with them. I invited them here today if they wanted to come forward and be at this press conference. The mayor and I both talked about that. And they're very private family, and they have a lot of concern, which I completely understand. They declined to do that, and there's no pressure there. It was their decision. But I wanted to make sure that how important they know that they are to us, and how important Mara is. So what I'd like to share with you is how we first got started, what happened. I'm going to share with you kind of the things, highlight some of the things that we've gone through and continue to go through, and some individuals that have really helped us and played a key role. Last Thursday, Marwa had stayed after school. She got on, it was after school program. She got on a bus, and instead of getting off at her normal location, she asked the bus driver to take her to another location, and the bus driver did. She got off of that bus. She left her backpack on the bus, and she got off with her Chromebook and some paper. She discarded the Chromebook and then walked away from the bus stop. And how do we know that? We know that from a Ring camera in the area. We know that from witnesses that saw her. We know that from bus camera footage and conversations with the bus driver. There was nothing criminal, no endangerment, no fight, no struggle at all. It was very casual. So since then, the family came forward and they made a police report. Officer Washington, who is the school resource officer at Mitchellville High School, and if I didn't mention that, she is a 16-year-old lovely female at Mitchellville High School. Officer Washington heard the call come over the radio. He was working an off-duty assignment, and being the SRO there, he knows those students. He immediately left that assignment and went to the area where she was dropped off at from the bus and began knocking on doors himself before that report was ever completed. That initial report of a missing person is entered directly into, we have a short window of time frame to get that entered into NCIC and VSIN. That's the national database and the database here in Virginia. Since that time, what we have done, I just want to share with you a little bit of what the police department has done. We talked about the initial report, talking with the family. We've canvassed the neighborhood. We've sent a picture to all of our patrol officers who patrol our city. We've also got a better photograph Saturday morning from the family that we sent out as we did our alerts that went out Saturday, so that we all had that, community members had that. We produced flyers to be circulated in the area. We did a Cody alert. Drones have been deployed in several locations of the city. We've used our real-time crime center, which is our ability to go into different cameras that the city has or the police department has, or even local businesses. And we were able to find some footage of her walking away from the bus stop. No duress, she's not running, there's no one following her, just simply walking away. We have done multiple bloodhound searches. Those bloodhound searches have all sort of ended up in the same parts of our city. We'll share with you some of those locations as we go further. We have downloaded several Chromebooks. The schools have been tremendous. Dr. Mitchell, I've talked to her multiple times, and again, as early as this morning, just sharing with her some updates. And we've been able to recover some information from those Chromebooks that have been helpful in the determination of what we had. We've gone over bus camera footage. We've checked surrounding neighborhoods of the target area. We've talked to, we visited and talked to individuals at the mosque where the family attends. The detectives then have interviewed the family, and this is a benefit of having such a diverse department. We have 2 officers on our department that we took out of patrol assigned with our detectives that are very, very familiar with the culture and speak that language fluently. And that was tremendously beneficial, as not only talking to people in the community, individuals at the mosque, but being able to communicate in the direct dialect with the family, I think went a long way, and it calmed and reassured the family. As I said, they were here yesterday, and it was very, very, very beneficial. We've talked to ESL students, we've talked to friends and family, we checked city cameras in the surrounding area, we've talked to high school students, and they shared some of the conversations that they've had with Marwa, gave us a little bit of background of how she is at school, some behaviors, and just conversations that she's had with them, sharing some concerns that she's had with other students. We've downloaded cell phones. We're still continuing to go through that. Now, these next things that I say, these are what we would do in cases where we're just not sure. But we walked and biked an 8-mile area in a wooded area. We placed a boat in the water with sonar. We don't have any information that there's anything in, that we just did it to make sure that we cover our bases. We've utilized FLIR systems with our park rangers, being able to search at night. We checked areas of abandoned buildings in our city. We've used our crime analysts to reach out directly to the state police and see if there's any trends, trends in that culture, anything with trends with juveniles in the Virginia area that we don't know about, maybe in our region. And they said that there's nothing, they aren't seeing any spikes or any trends in any way. We have talked with Amtrak police. We've looked at HRT bus cameras. We have done also reviewed ride-sharing apps, Uber and Lyft. And we've talked, of course, we have a great relationship with our federal partners. The FBI was here yesterday. We went over some of the things that I'm sharing with you just to see, putting their eyes on it, if there's anything else they think that we should be doing or anything that we missed or they'd like to double down on. And we got some couple emails that we wanted them to take a look at as well. That was a very productive meeting, but they seem to say there's nothing else that we would add at this point with the information you had. Now, some of the key points that have led us to what actually happened Thursday is conversation with students, conversations with the bus driver, witness statements in communities that some individuals said, I saw someone walking that matched that description. Technology, the backpack being left, the Chromebook downloads, and that real-time crime center footage. Our investment in technology has really helped us and paid off. We believe, and everything seems to point to at this point, that Marwa is a runaway, that she's running away from what I don't actually know. I don't know if it's feelings. The only person that actually does know why she's run away is Marwa, and that's why it's so important to talk to her and make sure that she's safe. Like I want her to know that we love her, we care about her, we want her back safe, and we're going to open a venue here. If she could reach out to the police department and just talk to us, let us know that you're safe. I'd like to start that conversation. No one's mad at you. You haven't done anything wrong. We love you. We just want to get you, we just want to know that you're safe and have some conversation with you. So far, the department here has had about 87 runaways just the first 3 months of the year. Out of those 87, 83 have been located and back with their families. There are 4 that are outstanding, and one of those four, of course, is Marwa. The locations I'll just share with you. We've been at Fontaine Road. That's where she got off of the bus at and walked away. We have that from eyewitnesses. We also have that some from other technology footage. The Warwick High School area, Gatewood, and Logan Place are areas that we have been through and looked at multiple times. Like I said, we talked to bloodhound searches. We talked with the mosque. We've seen some groups that have been out and done some searches, passing out flyers. I really appreciate the community coming together and doing that. Some things we won't put out right away because they're tight-knit into the investigation, what information we have. And that kind of goes a long way of some things we want to hold. The family has been very, very supportive. But we wanted to, the mayor and I both talked, we wanted to share some things with the community to let you know what we have done at this point. If there was anything at all that we felt students, her family, Marwa was in any type of immediate danger, we would alert that right away. We just have not. The evidence doesn't point to that yet. There's nothing that's showing that. What it does show is we believe, and we shared with the family yesterday, that she's run away. Now, like any family, she's a 16-year-old girl. That always concerns me when we don't know where she's at. And that's one of the pleas I'd like to make today. We'll be continuing searching and handing out flyers, knocking on doors. We're still going through some technology. We just got some good information yesterday that detectives were going through late into the evening. But if anyone sees anything or has heard anything, to please let us know. I want the Muslim community to know that we are extremely vested in finding her, making sure that she's okay, and I just want her to know that we care about her. With that, I appreciate, we met with the family for about an hour and a half yesterday, and we laid out exactly what I'm sharing with you. And I wanted to make sure they were okay. The mayor and I both talked about if the family does not want us to do this, but they were open. What they want, her mom wants her daughter back, and that's what we all want. And so again, Marwa, we just want you to come home. You're not in any trouble. You haven't done anything wrong. I want you to know we love you, we care about you, you matter to us, and we just want to provide a venue where you can reach out to us and have some conversation. So with that, Mayor, I don't know if we want to take a few questions, but I just thought it was important to share a little bit of that with the community, and then I wanted to send a direct message to Marwa.
And one sec. But before we take questions, I just want to just double down on what Chief said in terms of this is a partnership and collaboration in terms of all of our stakeholders. So the state police have been very helpful, as well as the governor's office and lieutenant governor's office, as well as the FBI. So this is more than just Newport News Police Department. This is a thank you to all of our stakeholders.
Absolutely.
Two questions. You said initially the bus driver, Marwa requested that the bus driver drop her off at a different stop than where she's supposed to get off. Yes. Are you guys, is that school district protocol? Are bus drivers allowed to just drop students off wherever they want? Are you having that conversation with the school district? And if so, what is that conversation that's taking place? And two, you said that you don't believe that Marwa is in any imminent danger.
Yes, sir.
Why was the Cody alert issued?
Yeah, so that's two great questions. Let's start with the Cody alert first. Amber alert and Cody alert are very different. Amber alert is immediate danger, that we have something concrete. Abduction is requirement to get information out. Cody alert is not at that same level. It is used for suspicious situations for individuals that are missing. And you have to remember, as this is an investigation where we don't have a lot of technology. She doesn't have a cell phone. We're not able to use some of that, so we're having to go back with other technology that's out there. So as the investigation goes on, when we met in here, we had about 20 different individuals going different directions, talking to communities, searching locations, real-time crime center, our drones that were in the air. Information's coming in. So when it becomes, at that point, when that Cody alert was put out to the community, I'd rather be safe. That we do have, there's some things that are suspicious here that we're not understanding. As the detectives have gone on, late into Saturday evening, in through Sunday, and as of late of yesterday, and that's one of the reasons we brought the family in yesterday to lay out, it appears, the evidence that we have, the information that we have, everything points to a young girl who has run away, and not having some of that technology has created some barriers for us. So I just want her to know it's important. As far as the bus, I can tell you that there was conversation between her and the bus driver. She laid out, a teenager laid out, hey, this is important. I need to get here to see a family member. Certainly we've had those conversations, but I will tell you, the school has been phenomenal working with us, and I could not be more impressed with the students. Like I said, she's a Minchville High School student. We've talked to students from Warwick, Woodside, Minchville, people that she's known growing up. Students have come forward, talked to their school resource officer and detectives. I am so impressed with how much they care, and the mayor talks about coming together for students to come forward and to have that relationship where they feel like they can come forward and talk to us about conversations they had. That has been tremendous, and it kind of fits in line with things that we have seen through technology, things that we have recovered from citizens in the community, camera footage, and then those conversations are starting to put those pieces of puzzle together, if you will.
Could an adult have lured her from online chats, something like that, convinced her to run away, and also that Chromebook, has that been able to be accessed and see some conversations or anything that she could have been doing on that?
It's a great question. We don't have any information at all about any luring or anything with sex trafficking, anything with any trends. I can tell you we have a great relationship with immigration. We have even checked there to make sure absolutely not. There's nothing that points to that at this point. The Chromebooks, we are able to go through this partnership with the school. They're able to give us access, and we go through those together. Some of that is not only hers, but other individuals. And there have been some other things that we found as of late as yesterday that we're looking into, but nothing points to us about any type of abduction. We got some emails suggesting that. We have technology that would refute that is not what happened. That's not what occurred.
Are the extensive resources you guys have laid out in this one being used for those same other 3 kids that are missing?
So I will tell you, we constantly review. I just got an update yesterday of where we were at. Matter of fact, while we were out doing investigations and continuing to look for Marwa, there was a teenager who made suicidal comments. We used this alert system because it was an immediate threat, and we're able to find her in about 2.5 hours. So we never stop, right? Now, some of them are out there, we know where they're at, and they don't want to come home. They're with other families, or they might be repeat. But I will tell you, the resources we have, the investment the city has given us in technology, the relationship we have with our community, with schools, has been extremely beneficial in solving or locating individuals who run away. That's a great question.
And I just wanted to kind of piggyback off that question a little bit.
Yes.
Why this one did you feel the need to gather us here? Just because, to peel back the onion a little bit, and you both know how deeply personal this is to parents. We in the media, and I'm sure you do too, get inundated all the time. Why aren't you doing more for my person? Because that's the most important person in their life. Why in this case, when we're possibly asked these questions, why are they holding one in this case? Is that happening?
No, thanks, Brett, for the question. So, like I said in the beginning, we care about every single resident in the city of Newport News. The police department is stretched very thin. I know we ask a lot of you each and every day. And what I would say is that we care about each student, person that goes missing. I think for this case, when you have a community that they never ask for anything, they never, the amount of calls, the amount of texts that we've received, this is a community that it is in mourning. And so we have to answer that call. And so that's what we're going to do. We've been continuing to go to the mosque and talk to people. We will do that again after today. This is more than just a snapshot in time. We're going to continue to make sure that we advocate for that community. This is top of mind for them. It's top of mind for us.
Yeah, this is the #1 priority right now for the Newport News Police Department. And some of the posts I've seen have given me some concern about, are you doing this, are you doing that? And I will tell you that there's some information that we did not want to put out right away because people can run with that, or it becomes this and it. And what happens when that happens is detectives still have to track that down. They still have to validate that or invalidate that. And that takes us away from what course of action information we have. So we still want that information to come forward, but there are some things that we look at as we work with the family and want to do discreetly. We've done things overtly. I will tell you, it really hit me talking with the father the other day, Marwa's father. He got in a car with some friends, and they were driving the community. And he saw officers that were knocking on doors, and he saw officers that were using our drones, had drones in the air. And he stopped. He stopped and got out and thanked those officers for what they were doing. We talked about it that night when I talked to him. Again, just reaching out with the family liaison this morning. I don't want anybody to think that we don't care about this young lady. She is a beautiful girl. We're going to find her. I talked with her mother. I saw her mother heartbroken yesterday. Every resource we have It's a little challenging because we don't have some of the tools that we have in other cases. And I don't want Marwa to think that she's in trouble or that anyone's mad at her. I just want to know that she's safe. She can reach out to the police department directly and have a conversation with us, with me. I just need to know that she's safe, and I want her to know that she's loved and we care about her.
So what led you, Chief, to the idea that she's a runaway? Like you just leaving, having the bus driver drive her to that location and leaving her backpack on the bus, or was it conversations with other students, or what exactly led you to that?
Yeah, I'll take the first crack at this. I think there's a lot that we're not going to say here today. That's why we called in, I think, the FBI and some other things. But I think what the intelligence looks at and reports is that currently it appears that she is a runaway. So with all of the real-time crime center, with all of the calls we've received, everything that's been collated, all of the data, that's what it looks like right now.
Yeah,
Some conversations with other students?
Absolutely, yeah. So that's what I was talking about with the key points that lead us to that, is the conversations that she's had with students, that students have come forward and shared with us, things that we have found through technology and looking at some of the Chromebooks that we've been able to go through, witness statements, people that we've talked to, again, the backpack that was just left, the Chromebook that was discarded. The schools are able to tell where those Chromebooks are at. And when it's discarded, that's how we found it, right? Is being out there and getting a call and being able to tell where that Chromebook is, not having that. That was found right where she got off the bus. Okay. We have that she got off the bus, left the backpack on the bus, and discarded the Chromebook. And there was nothing illegal, nothing nefarious going on there. She did that on her own. So all of those things in the real-time crime center that's caught her on video just walking, all those things point to or lead us to what we have in front of us today is that she is a runaway.
Does she have family? Did she really have family near the bus stop?
No.
No. Did she say, like, I have an uncle there or something?
I believe it was a grandmother or grandfather that she used.
Okay. And she lived near Med, like more towards the Medfield area? Her family lived up that way, or did she live down towards?
Probably about 10 to 15 minutes of walking distance away from where she was trying to get to.
We'll go Coulter,
Yeah,
Brett, and then
just
we'll call it.
Two questions, just one
Yeah.
follow-up on what he asked. You said you guys have been working with the FBI. Is that standard operating procedure? I mean, in these other three cases that are still active where you have runaways,
That's a
did
great
you call
question.
in the FBI for those? And if not, why not? And then second, given recent global events, primarily what's happening in the Middle East,
Yes, sir.
does that, heighten the concern around this particular case?
So none of that was discarded, as we talked about that as things started to really ramp up, and we talked about why did we put that Cody alert out when we did. It was information that we had at that time. As cases evolve and new information comes in, I will tell you on standing operating procedure, no runaway case is the same. Some of it is because I had an argument with my family. Some of it is because I'm upset with something at school. Maybe I didn't make a sports team. Some of it could be peer pressure. Some of it is social media. Some of it just, look, we were all teenagers at one time. That's a lot going on. So only Marwa knows why she ran away. But it depends on what evidence we have before us. Is it standing operating procedure? I can tell you if something points to us that we want to have a second look at, run something by, we will use our federal partners. We have an officer on every federal task force. That's extremely beneficial. We have a great working relationship with our community, great work relationship the mayor's already talked about with the state police. They'll be partnering with us this summer and our federal partners. So if we just, because we wanted to have you're here, we had some emails and concerns that came through that we wanted them to take a look at, and we spent some time with them. They were here in this building yesterday.
And then, again, regarding the global events that have been taking place recently in the Middle East, does that give you guys any kind of a heightened concern for this particular case?
Right now, nothing is playing into that, but I don't want to discard anything. But we don't have any information or evidence that even suggests that. What we do have, the evidence and information we have in front of us, is that this is a runaway type situation.
We're there, and then Brett will end it.
Can a young person at this age have the means for now a week to just be out on their own, or is there any type of sources for her to be using? I'm just trying to kind of gauge.
So in some cases, individuals may help individuals who run away. If you're staying with a friend, if I ran away and the mayor allowed me to stay with him, right? Or we're high school friends, your buddies on the team, whatever it might be. You heard me talk about, talked with different students at different schools. and even going back to friends that she had in middle school. We just want to follow that along. So is it possible? I think so. I don't think we want to rule anything out. If someone was staying with someone, could they provide shelter and food? But we also walked through wooded areas. We did about an 8-mile track. That's again the boat in the water with sonar, all of those things. But I think that's possible. We wouldn't rule that out.
And where was that wooded area again?
Yeah, I don't want to get too specific, but I can tell you it's around the same locations that we talked about that we were in. Yeah.
No further questions.
You good?
I'm good, sir.
Thank you all.
Do you have a printout of her?
Okay, so you just heard from Police Chief Steve Drew and Mayor Philip Jones. They are Newport News. Sarah, let's put that picture back up because this is the young lady that they are looking for. We just learned a lot of new information in this press conference in the search for 16-year-old Marwa. Let me make sure that I pronounce it correctly from what the police chief just said. Barakzai. Marwa Barakzai, we see there, 16-year-old who was last seen March 19th getting off of a school bus on Fontaine Road. Now, we learned that she is a student at Minchville High School. Very important there that the police chief says that at this moment, but based upon the evidence that they have, they believe this is a runaway situation. Now, they had said that before, but now we know what evidence that they currently have that is kind of leading them to this particular assessment, okay? They said not only did they speak with other students, but they spoke with the bus driver after they say that Marwa asked that bus driver to be dropped off at a different location and after leaving an after-school situation there, activity. And at that point, in talking with that bus driver, along with video that they say that they have within the area, they saw her get off of that bus, did not appear to be in any kind of duress, had left belongings nearby as well. They were able to recover a backpack and then also a Chromebook that they say that technology kind of leads them also to believe. Again, their assessment that this is a runaway situation. So they wanted to make sure that they emphasize that that is where they are right now. Of course, as we've been reporting, a Cody alert has gone out, and I appreciate the police chief explaining for people who may not be familiar the difference between a Cody alert and an Amber Alert. In the Amber Alert, we know that a part of that threshold is the belief that someone has been abducted and there is immediate danger associated with that individual. For a Cody Alert, it really can be, hey, this is a very suspicious situation, the conditions of their disappearance. They wanted to make sure that they put this alert out there to be more safe, right? To make sure that they got that out. And so now they can use the resources, like you heard from him say, state police involved. They've also reached out to the FBI and talked to various agencies to help with all of this. A few things that really kind of stuck out to me, and the reporters, I thought, did a very good job of asking some of the questions. Again, some of the things that they were able to look at without giving all of the evidence, but they said that they obviously talked to the parents who declined to be at that press conference, saying that they were private. I told you about the bus driver, told you about some of the nearby cameras. Ring camera video is what they've been looking at as well, that Chromebook and conversation with students. They said police have been knocking doors as well. Again, it's been a week at this point. We know there were groups of people who had gathered, a search party that was put together to try to look in the area in which that Chromebook was found. There also, as we have video of people looking over the last several days here for this young lady. Police also saying that they have sent pictures across the city, across the area. They've used drones in several areas. They said also, on an abundance of caution, he wanted to make sure that they knew this was not because of evidence pointing towards anything that would suggest that something imminent has happened, but they went ahead and they walked certain areas and checked abandoned buildings. They checked lakes with sonar just to make sure as well that nothing, just to be able to check that off of their boxes to make sure that those were not areas where this young lady could be. I also thought it was interesting, some of the questions in terms of some of the agencies they had talked to as well, including, you heard the police chief, Steve Drew, said they even talked to immigration in this standpoint, right, to make sure this was not a situation from what we've seen across the country that's been reported on. They said that is not in their, no, this is not something that they have been a part of at all, right? So that they have checked off at this point as well. Again, where they are at the moment is they believe that this is a runaway situation. But the chief wanting to put out that plea just in case this young lady can hear, saying, hey, you're not in trouble. You are loved. We want to make sure that you get home safe. They did not share if they have any information concretely that would say why this young lady would want in their, in what they found to run away, saying that only she would know that answer. But I'm sure there are people who are wondering that at the moment, if that is indeed what has taken place. But the biggest thing is wanting for this young lady to be found, to be safe, and to be reunited with family. I would assume that is exactly what all who are a part of this are wanting. And you heard that from the mayor and from Police Chief Steve Drew. So a lot of questions were answered there, but ultimately they did say there were some things they were not willing to share at the moment because they don't want to give up everything in their investigation. But the chief did want to make sure that people in the community knew they're taking it seriously, that everybody matters to them regardless of who they are, and they are doing what they can to get this young girl back home. So let's go ahead and just show that picture in full one more time, Sarah, for people to see. This is who they are looking for at this moment, a 16-year-old girl missing out of Newport News for a week now. So if you have seen her, if you know where she could be, you are asked to call police immediately. You can call that number that's right there. You can see it on the Facebook page, but 757-247-2500. Again, if you see her, you know where she could be. You've seen her maybe in the last few days. Any tip can count to bringing this young lady home.